Hey Virgo, welcome to your monthly reading for June 2025. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I am a tarot reader, root worker, and astrologer, and I love doing monthly readings for all the zodiac signs here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into your reading. Keep in mind this is a general message, so whatever comes up, comes up. And I do apologize ahead of time. I'm getting over a cold, so if I sound a little rough, okay, it is what it is. All right, let's get into it. Spiritual team, Numinous Astro deck, what messages do you have for the Virgo collective? What messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? All right, we had one flip right over immediately, which is the North Node, which is a position that talks about our destiny. Almost like our life purpose in this lifetime. So that's kind of a big one to jump out. Right off the bat, we have the 8th house. Maybe your North Node is in the 8th house. Okay, this house rules intimacy, shared resources, taxes, debt, real estate, sex and intimacy between like a committed partnership. Can also talk about kind of like the mysteries and the unknown. What else do we have? We have Pisces. Maybe you have 8th house in Pisces or your North Node in Pisces. And then we also have Aquarius. So some of you guys could have some of those placements in Aquarius or Pisces. Very interesting. I actually have my 8th house and North Node in Aquarius. So that is very interesting, but I'm not a Virgo. All right, cool. So there could be some really interesting, like faded connections or moments related to this area of your life, or you may feel like you are called to move forward in some way in this area of life. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what messages come up for you guys. Just want to make sure this is in frame. All right. Spiritual team, Cosmic Coven Tarot, what messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? What messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? I also hear my arch nemesis, the leaf blower. So if you see me start and stop the video, I'm just cutting for sound. It's very annoying when they come by. All right, we have the High Priestess. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords reversed. The Moon. Oh, very mysterious. And the 4 of Wands reversed. Very mysterious. I feel like there's some secrets going on. Interesting. All right, right off the bat, I'm going to say some of you guys are very intuitive to have the High Priestess and the Moon card show up in the 8th house and with Pisces energy here and here at the Moon card. You guys may have like very intuitive capabilities, okay? But what I'm getting is I feel like a lot of you guys may be working through some really deep wounds this month, okay? Especially related to like intimacy, possibly like sex. Okay, there may be some trauma related to these things, or you have like a strong distrust of people and like sharing resources. So, example, maybe you were in a relationship or in a marriage with someone previously where you had joint finances and they took advantage of that and maybe stole a bunch of money from you. Okay, again, just an example. But there could be like some really deep-seated fears or traumas when it comes to like opening up to people. It doesn't have to be all about sex. Intimacy can mean a number of things. This could be like opening up emotionally to people, being emotionally intimate with other people, whether that is with a romantic partner or with a friend or with family members. Just being vulnerable in general is something that you could be working through this month, and you could be realizing some things about yourself and working through those and healing those and kind of releasing those traumas and those anxieties and those fears and developing a new foundation for security, confidence, and what's the word I want to use? Worth or value for yourself too. Okay. And more so just like confidence and recognizing when something is not healthy for you. Okay, Virgos, what's at the bottom of the deck? We have the Eight of Cups reversed. Okay, we have the Page of Swords reversed, the Nine of Cups, excuse me, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay. I'm getting that some of you may be a little suspicious, or you might have some like paranoia popping back up this month. Something maybe you thought you had worked through in the past. This may be related to a partner. This could be jealousy. This could be envy. But what I'm getting is like some of you guys feel like things are almost like too good to be true right now. And you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, which is not healthy, not healthy thought patterns. So a lot of you guys are definitely trying to work through that, because I think for the most part, you guys recognize that you're experiencing these feelings on a knee-jerk reaction, a level of a knee-jerk reaction. It's instinct or pattern behavior, but not coming from a place of like, I feel like someone is out to get me or someone is doing something sneaky behind my back. I don't think anyone has given you any reason to feel this way. Now, again, take what resonates. This may be different for every single Virgo. So, I mean, if you feel like someone has given you a reason to doubt them, like, please do not ignore red flags, okay? But if you genuinely can look at a situation and be like, this person is not doing anything out of the ordinary or doing anything to, jeopardize this relationship in any way, and you just feel paranoid, or you feel like, how can I truly trust this person, even though they've given you no reason to distrust them? I feel like this message is for you. Some of you guys may need to almost, I don't know if reality check is the best phrase I want to use, but it almost feels like a reality check. Some of you guys may need to get a reality check from someone you trust. Someone you really, really trust with this Hierophant card. This could be a therapist. This could be a family member. This could be a friend. Someone you really trust, someone you really look up to, and you feel like they have a pretty good sense of who you are as a person and whoever it is that you're involved with, and they have a pretty clear understanding of this dynamic of this relationship. And I think they're going to be really honest with you. If you go to them and you ask them, be like, hey, am I tripping? They'll tell you if you're tripping or not. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, like, don't do anything crazy. I think you're just in your head a little bit. I think you are going off of fear and trauma and not really looking at the situation clearly. I think you're like too close to the situation and being driven by past experiences that did not go well. And you're projecting a little bit, projecting just a smidge, which nothing wrong with that. Like, we all have our moments, right, Virgos? So I feel like as long as you have someone in your life that you can go to and just be like, hey, can you give me a quick reality check? Like, is this something, or am I just driving myself up the wall here? I think you'll get an answer, and I feel like someone's going to say, no, like, you're definitely not seeing this correctly. You're not seeing this through unbiased lenses. Does that make sense? And I think that is going to help kind of spark, your journey through working through this either on your own or with your partner. Again, depends on like what your relationship is like, how comfortable you feel with talking with this person about this kind of stuff, or if this is something you prefer to work through on your own. But I feel like you guys will be able to work through this. I feel like you guys are pretty self-aware. You're very critical and analytical people. And I think you can also be very overly critical of yourself, so be very careful of that too. But just know that this is like maybe a blind spot and something maybe you thought you had worked through, and it may be coming back around for you to work through on it again. Okay? Just a different light or aspect. All right, Virgos? that is what I'm getting for that. I know it's kind of a short reading at the beginning of the month, but I do bonus readings for the top 3 signs that engage the most with these videos. So if you want a longer reading, go ahead and give a like, a comment. Let me know that you watched the video and you want a longer reading for your sign in the middle of the month. I do a love message and a general message in those ones. So definitely gives you a couple different messages. But I'm going to go ahead and close out your reading with a couple of oracle decks and just get some final messages for you guys. Spiritual team, Winology Manifestation Oracle, what additional messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? What additional messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? Oh my gosh, my throat is so dry. Okay, I'm going to try and get through this without having a coughing fit, but bear with me. All right, first quarter moon in Taurus, it says release control. Yeah, so a lot of you guys feel like you need to control an outcome or you need to protect yourself in some way. And again, it's just a knee-jerk reaction to something that I think may be coming up for you internally, not externally. Okay, does that make sense? Next, we have last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. Yeah, so there's definitely some sort of trauma or something here that's triggering for you to react this way towards this intimate or vulnerable moment or relationship. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have last quarter moon in Taurus. Be proud of yourself. I think be proud of yourself in terms of like you've worked through this enough to where like you are not repeating the cycle and you did not choose to put someone in your life that is going to put you in harm's way. Okay. Does that make sense? And also be proud of yourself for the amount of work that you've put in and how much you've been able to grow past this. All right. Final deck. Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What final messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? What final messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? I hear that leaf blower getting closer too. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. All right. All right, Carnelian, feed your creativity. So some of you guys may channel your feelings into creative hobbies. So maybe you guys are painters. Maybe you guys like to draw or do creative writing, do storytelling, you're authors, music, whatever it is. Like put your feelings into some kind of art. That may help you work through these feelings faster than just trying to like work through them either through journaling or, through therapy. Creativity may be a great way to help you work through that a little bit faster, or in a easier way for you guys to kind of understand things. Next, we have Black Kyanite, set strong boundaries. Very interesting. Some of you guys, I'm so sorry. Some of you guys may be experiencing some sort of trigger because somebody did something that reminded you of a past relationship. So some of you guys may feel like your boundaries are being called into question, or you may feel like you're putting up boundaries for no reason, or this person is making you question whether your boundaries are valid, something like that. Again, every Virgo is going to be different and resonate with this message differently. So I want to take this time to tell you guys right now, like take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Excuse me. If it makes sense for you guys to put up stronger boundaries right now, just until you've worked through whatever it is that you need to work through, by all means, like completely up to you. But again, I would definitely recommend talking to someone first before you go like making big decisions about you in this relationship. Okay. Getting that reality check from an outside person, a third party that can objectively look at this and be like, I think you're tripping, or no, I think your feelings are valid, but you can maybe handle it in a different way than completely like ending the relationship or something super drastic. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so that one, again, take with a grain of salt, take what resonates, leave the rest. If it makes sense for you, it makes sense for you. If part of the message doesn't make sense for you, then obviously that's not resonating with you for a reason. The entire message is not going to be 100% fit for everybody watching, okay? Finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have blue lace agate, find your calm. Yeah, and again, that just comes back to, I think, a lot of you guys may be facing some fears, anxiety, and trauma that's causing you to have, again, this knee-jerk reaction to something or somebody, or even an action that has kind of taken your nervous system and shaken it up a little bit. All right. So this is actually a really beautiful crystal for finding peace and clarity mentally. So some of you guys may want to focus on meditation and just re-regulating your nervous system. Some of you guys may need to do like grounding work, okay? Spending time in nature, just finding ways to kind of reset your nervous system, I think is going to be really important for you guys this month. All right, Virgos, please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Maybe share with another Virgo if you feel like they would resonate with this message. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. If you want to see more content from me, I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, and you can find my handles below in the description box. As always, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch these videos and support my channel. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, month, whatever. And I do hope to see you guys at the next reading. Bye.